Hello everybody. I am so sorry that everything is taking me so long. I had to reconnect everything, update my phone, all that fun jazz. Please let me know how everything sounds. Am I too loud? Is the music too loud? Please let me know. I'll be on in just a second. I am just grabbing my last bits and bops and setting up my my chat. And I'll be going in just a second. We have got a crazy one today, so I am very excited and kind of nervous, but we will make something amazing. I'm certain. I'm certain. Before we get going, please like this video down below and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to be on in just a moment. Un moment. Once my thingamabob decides that it wants to work with us. Sounding good? Okay. I'm very curious because I spent, while my phone was updating, I spent a little bit of time on the stream setup to set up so that it's a little bit easier to read the chat and see the screen. It will be look slightly smaller, but we have more in the background, in the scene. So I'm kind of excited about it. Subscribed for a year today? Well, happy year anniversary, Blair. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Kaylin, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little nervous about today's creation, but I came a little bit more prepared today. So I'm excited to see what we make. I'm also going to be recording this whole thing to add as a pattern afterwards, you know, assuming that we do a good job. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We'll get going in just a moment. I think I've got basically everything I need. Oh, do you know what? I could use wire. I might need wire. There it is. Cooper's like, I am not excited to write this down. I legit feel that. You know what, dude? There's gonna be a lot of repetitions and stuff, so I actually don't think it's gonna be that tough. I don't think it's gonna be that tough to write down, but you know, famous last words. Okay, well, for some reason my chat on my iPad is not working right now because everything just doesn't want to work for me right now. So I'm probably gonna be peeping at the chat from my computer instead, just to make it a little bit more easy and so we can just get rocking and rolling. All right. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. The sound is good. Everything's ready. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Oh, I really hope this chat thing works. So here's what I tried to do today. I put the chat a little bit lower and I made this like little bar thing at the bottom so that the chat will like fill that bar a little bit better. I watched a few other people's live streams to get an idea of how vertical live streams work. And actually there's more on screen now. I know it doesn't seem like it, but there's actually more on screen now than there was from our last live stream. And that's because when I do this, I have to like shrink it down. So you only end up seeing like this much of the scene when it's zoomed in all the way. So it cuts off a lot of the outside. And I felt like we needed kind of a little bit more to work with today. I'm also recording this video horizontally. Let me go ahead and hit record. Hello, recording. So that we can edit it afterwards so I can make it into a vertical video as well, so the pattern can actually be easier for someone to recreate. So I hope that works. Please let me know what you guys think in the chat, because I can't see what the stream looks like. I was hoping this would be set up in time, but for some reason I think I'm getting planned obsolescence out of my iPad here. I think it's on its last legs, unfortunately. So it is really running slow. So I can't see what this chat looks like. So please let me know how it looks. If we need to change it back, I totally can. But let's go ahead and talk shop, because we got a long stream today. A big old live stream. I'm very excited. Okay, so I put a vote out for what we should be making today, because this is our third annual, I think this is our third annual ornament design along, which is crazy. This was never really gonna be a series, but now it is a series. We have made a bunch of different ornaments in these design alongs. You know what? I should go grab them, huh? Let me see if I can get... I don't think the chat is appearing on the screen. Oh, well, yeah, it's not supposed to be appearing here. It's supposed to be appearing if you're looking on your phone, was the idea. I hope it works, but we'll see. Okay, but it's maybe a little off. Okay, well, oh, I see now. It's finally up on my screen. I see how it's a little off. Sorry, I did my bestest. And, we're gonna just have to deal with that today. My bestest is the best that we're gonna get stist. Can I put this up on screen too? Gosh almighty, my iPad is donked out. It is not happy with me. It's like, you're trying to do too many things. You have YouTube open. That's too much. My iPad's like, it's too much. Okay, anyhow, sorry, I'm complaining too much. Hi, everybody. I'm very excited. This is our third annual ornament live stream crochet along. We are designing a brand new pattern today, and I did a vote for what we should do in the pattern, and I think a lot of y'all voted on it. I should have known. I should have known what I was coming into. I had the vote between Rudolph, a stocking, a candy cane. Oh, all those three, those would be so fun, so easy, so cool. They would look so cute. But no, you voted for the fourth option, a biblically accurate angel. Remedy, why did I put that up? I don't know, because a demon inside of me wanted to see what an actual angel looked like, I guess, or something. I'm not sure, but that's what we're making today. We are making a biblically accurate angel. Oh my gosh, okay, whatever. I'm not opening this thing. That's fine. A biblically accurate angel in crocheted ornament form. So we're gonna have to draw this out, obviously, because what does that mean? And then we're gonna get crocheting. I do have ideas. I did come a little bit more prepared today than I normally do, so I'm excited to see what we make. I'm a little nervous, as you can probably tell. Let's talk about everything you need if you want to try crocheting along with us today. By the way, if you do want to try crocheting along with us today, you will get extra brownie points, because this is going to be a tough one. We are going to write the pattern down best we can, and we'll see how it goes. If you want to crochet along with us, here's what we are going to be using. We're using all worsted weight yarn and 100% cotton. We're using our special amigurumi yarn today. You can probably use any kind of yarn you want, but we're going to be using our colors white for probably the majority of it, and then yellow. We probably will use a little bit of both. I'm not really sure yet, obviously. But we're going to be using worsted weight cotton yarn. Amigurumi cotton is just my favorite yarn to use. Because of that, we're going to be using a size G 4mm crochet hook, favorite hook to use. We're going to need a pair of scissors for cutting stuff. We're going to need a darning needle for sewing in hard to reach stitches, which is why we're using a crimped end like that. I have a feeling this pattern probably will require a little bit of sewing. We are going to need, we'll get to this in a second. We're going to need eyes, a lot of eyes. Biblically accurate angels have a lot of eyes. It's weird. We're going to talk about that in just a second. They are little freakazoids, and I'm very excited to interpret it. So we have got size 6mm eyes. I've got 8mm eyes, I believe, in here. Maybe these are 10mm. Oh yeah, these are 8mm. These are 10mm. I even have these big ol' honkin' eyes, which is probably what we're going to use for our main eye for this. We're going to need a lot of eyes. Because of the eyes, though, we're going to need to cut off the back of the eyes to make it work best for our projects, which means I'm going to also be using these pliers to chomp off the back of the eyes. You can actually use scissors for that, too, but it's a little easier with pliers, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so grab a pen. If you like what's going on here, you think it's really cool, wow, thank you. I appreciate you thinking that this is cool. There's a few ways you could support this channel if you want things like this to keep happening. The first is just like this video down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you don't miss it when we come out with new videos. I do new live streams like this every week. We do new patterns like this all the time. Like and subscribe. If you want to support monetarily, well, thank you so much. That's really cool. That's really sweet of you. I really would appreciate that. There are a few ways you can help support monetarily. Probably the best way to support monetarily is with the Club Crochet membership. Members get early access to future patterns. They get access to the exclusive library of tutorials. Like I said, I come out with new ones all the time. And my iPad is totally done for, dude. We're just turning it off right now. Do you think a biblically accurate angel would be obtuse or cute? You're funny. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways you can support, but a membership's probably the best way. We have a whole bunch of patterns on the website. I add new ones all the time. In fact, we have a bunch of ornaments right now on the website. There are, gosh, I really should have grabbed them. Well, here's a couple examples, actually. We have a Christmas tree. We actually designed a Christmas tree last live stream. We have little elves on the shelf. There's a whole bunch of them. You can find them all at clubcrochet.com/Christmas. I actually should remove that and do this. Get the patterns at cc.com. There you go. There are a bunch of different patterns on the website. That's probably the best way to support. Other ways to support, you can support with by purchasing kits and merch in the store. We have a whole bunch of kits, a whole bunch of new fun things, like our new board game. Our new board game, Lava Run. It's a board game where you help a dinosaur escape a volcano. If you order today, it will come by Christmas. It's really, really cool. Honestly, it's great for everybody, whether you're a crocheter or not. You can crochet your pieces. There's a crochet kit that comes that you can get with it. But you don't have to crochet your pieces. It's just a fun thing you can do. I highly suggest you check it out. Honestly, I think it's one of the coolest things I've ever made. And again, it's great for whether you are a crocheter or not. It would make a really, really good gift. And you can learn more at clubcrochet.com. Okay, what else do I need to say to support stuff? Oh, tip. You can tip also. There's a little dollar icon in the corner of the screen. You can hit that and it will give us a little tip today. And if you tip, I'll do a little dance for you. That's my deal. If you tip today, I will do a little dance. A little dance. And yes, there's an expansion pack too. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to say today. Let's figure out what the heck a biblically accurate angel is. Alright, so the first thing we should do probably is pull up some pictures of biblically accurate angels so you guys can even see what the heck I'm working with here. If I can. Again, this was the plan for the iPad. The iPod. Well, maybe I'll have you just Google it and we'll draw it out. Biblically... whatever. Biblically accurate angels look weird. They start off with an eyeball in the center. That's pretty standard for them. An eyeball that's surrounded by eyeballs. So that's what we're going to start with. Just we're gonna need a big old eyeball in the center, probably crocheted around like a little like half circle. So I'm kind of thinking something like a half circle with like a rim around it that we can put more eyes onto. So there'll be eyes there, one big eye here, and then we're gonna do eyelids over the eyes. So it'll be like this with a bunch of little eyes around it. Now there's kind of two different versions of these biblically accurate angels. The first one is like a bunch of rings that like float around it. So there's like a bunch of rings with a bunch of eyes all over the rings. We might try that one. We might try that one after we do our first one, because the other option is a bunch of wings. So there's like 6 wings like this that go around it like that. Which honestly, I think we can kind of work off of this one a little bit more to make it a little bit more, I don't know, cute. Here is an actually better illustration that I did to kind of show what we're making. So I'm thinking we do something like this, because then we can do a little string there. It's still got all the eyes. We can make it look kind of cute. The other option though is to do a bunch of rings that are with eyes that are around our center eye thing. So that is my idea, and that's what we're going to be working off of today. And I probably won't have too many votes for the chat today, but if I do, obviously I will throw votes in the chat. So look out there. Sorry about the pictures. I really wanted to pull up some fun pictures for us to look at, but technology is not on our side today. Okay, so is there anything else that I'm missing, chat? How big is this going to be? I'm hoping we make it about like this big, like the size of an ornament, you know, because I want it to be an ornament that goes on the tree. So I don't want it to be too massive, but you know, I don't want it to be itty bitty either. So I'm thinking something about that size. Oh my gosh, a super chat? That's a big super chat too. Well, I did promise a little dance for you. So here's my little dance for you, Peanut. Thank you for the support. Look at you guys just paying for a little dance. Thank you for the support. I super duper appreciate you. You rock my socks. Can I heart this? There it is. Thank you for the support. Very appreciated. You rock. Okay. Man, internet being internety. Gosh almighty, when I zoomed in like that, my face was huge. Yikes. I'm a yikes. Okay. We're going to need yellow. We're going to need white. I think we're going to do white first. So that first part, I think I'm going to do white, and then I'll do a rim of yellow. We'll close it up, sew it up, add our eyes. I think this is going to work. All right, so, and super big shout out, by the way. Super shout out to our moderators today. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the sound that it makes when we take a wrapper off of our beautiful yarn. Super big shout out to our moderators today. Thank you so much to Cooper and Zoe for being here. You guys rock. We're going to give ultra super thanks to Cooper, because Cooper is writing down this pattern for us today so we can get on the website as fast as possible. So big shout out to Coop. Okay, wait. Actually, before I even get going on this white, I do know I want to use one of these giant eyes. So it's probably a good idea for us to just go ahead and grab one now so we can base everything else off of it. So I'm kind of thinking it's this big for the center eye, because that'll give us some room to work on some eyelids and stuff. So I think this is pretty good. Now, I don't know if I have the right backings for this. So actually, you know what? I think I do somewhere. Let's see. I think I got them in here. I think this will work. Can I push that on there? Ooh, it's going to be I don't know about that, actually. Do I have a bigger one? Well, we might need to We might need to do some finagling to make this work. But that's okay. We'll finagle. We'll make it work. All right, let's start with our center eyeball here. And we're going to start with a magic loop. We're going to start with our white yarn. We're going to start with a magic loop. And I'm going to make the center of this pretty simple. And then add some stuff on it. So we're going to start with 6 single crochets into the magic loop to get going. Oh, I see what you mean now about how the chat just goes barely over that background. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to start. And then we're going to increase that up. We'll close that up right there. And in our round 2 of our center eye, we're going to increase up to 12. I think we're going to start this pretty easy. I think we'll go all the way up to, at least up to 18. We might go a little bit bigger. And I do have an idea on how to do the rings, like the floating rings outside of it as well. But, oh, remind me also if I forget at any point to really show off what we're doing on camera. So that I can grab screenshots later for the written pattern. If we do want to turn this into a written pattern, which I think we will, honestly. I mean, you know, hoping that we make it right. So I think that looks pretty good. Just to start, we got increase up to 12. Now I'm going to increase up one more time to at least to 18. Yeah, we'll go up to 18. I might go a little bit bigger than that, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I hope that some of y'all that voted for... Oh, I messed up. I messed up in our last round. On our second stitch. Let's try this again. I hope some of y'all that voted for this biblically accurate angel are actually here to watch. Because there was over 1,000 people that voted on biblically accurate angel. And I was like, you guys are butts. Because I know that there's so many people there that voted for biblically accurate angel that just wanted to see me squirm, that weren't even going to join the live streams. So big shout out to everybody here that is on the live stream today to actually watch the creation of this. You guys give me a challenge. I'm going to make it amazing. I'm going to make it amazing. Giving big angel energy right now. All right, so I'm increasing up to 18 now for round 3. And because this is not going to be the most beginner friendly, I think that's probably pretty obvious. I'm not going to go into detail about how to do any stitches. I might go into detail about how I do certain parts of this pattern depending on how complicated we make it. But we'll see. I also am hoping that this doesn't take too long today, but you know, we're making a biblically accurate angel. I can only make this stream so short, so quick. All right, so there is, I believe, the size I want to work with. So if this goes right into the center like that, we have 18, a circle 18 stitches in diameter right now. This goes right into the center, like that. Okay, and then you can see, like, I'm gonna put eyelids around that. And, well, now I'm wondering if I should have done this round that we're currently on as like a half color change, because I wanted to do yellow, like a line of yellow. Okay, wait, we're gonna come back to this in just a second. We're gonna put that to the side. Let me try to make an eyelid really quick in our yellow, so that we can see how that's gonna look. There's probably gonna be a lot of this, switching back and forth between parts. So let's work on an eyelid now. For an eyelid, we're gonna start with a magic loop. And I'm basically gonna do half of a circle. So we're gonna start by single crocheting 3 into the magic loop. 1, 2, 3 there. It is a big safety eye, that is true. And then I'm going to chain 1, turn, and do an increase into every stitch we just made to go up from 3 to 6 stitches around. So you can kind of see I'm making like half of a circle here. This is going to be sewn over the eyelid. And we're going to do yellow. I'm sorry, over the eye. We're going to do yellow so that it looks different than the white. You can see how this is going to go like that. Actually, I was going to do one more bigger, but I actually think that's a pretty good size for the eyelid, don't you? You know, so if this gets sewn on to that, you know what? I think our round right here probably should be all yellow instead of white for our last round there. And then if we did another one of these down here like this, I don't even know if we need a bottom one. I think we can probably just get away with just the top, you know? So this one gets sewn at the top there. And then we're going to do a ring around that has a bunch of eyes. Okay, so we're going to undo our round here, and we're going to change it to at least half yellow stitches. I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to try to, we're just going to take this eye out. We'll put it back in a second. Never mind, will I? Oh my gosh, that's so hard to deal with. Okay. All right, so back to round 3 of our eye body here. We're gonna do this round in half color changes so that it's half yellow. Here, let me cut this one too. Okay, so our eyelid, we increased up to 6 stitches, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the yarn, leaving a long enough end to sew it onto the face. And then I will chain 1 and pull it through. And let's hold it up to the camera real quick. That is going to be our eyelid made. You know what? Hold on just a second. There we go. That's going to be our eyelid finished. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Back to our white, where we're going to do half color changes now. All right, one moment. And then there we go. Okay, so we need yellow now. And I'm going to do half color changes here. I'm going to try to do like a really clean half color change. So we're going to pull through with our white yarn. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And we don't really need this part written down. I don't know, maybe. I'm going to chain 1 in our yellow, and then we're going to switch over to half white, half yellow single crochets. And we're going to do 1 single crochet in the first and an increase in the next. So, Cooper, just for you to, just to make this a little easier for you to write down, I think all we need to say here is round 3, single crochet, all in half yellow, half white, single crochet 1, increase 1, 6 times around to go up from 12 to 18. That's basically what I'm saying. And the reason we're doing these half color changes is because I want to work into these stitches to make essentially like a brim that we can attach our eyes to. I had this idea this morning when I was like low-key panicking that you guys chose a biblically accurate angel for me to crochet. You fiends. You fiends. All right. Almost done with this round. The wings, so for the wings, by the way, I am thinking that we're going to basically go off of the Archaeopteryx design. I mean, to a degree. So if you guys didn't know, a friend of the channel, Sir Pearl Grey, aka Philip, had created a really cool raptor pattern during our last dino season. Let me turn that down a little bit. And he made this really cool system for making the wings that I really liked. And we're gonna kind of use that basic idea to create the wings for our angel here. All right, so I'm gonna finish this round up with a slip stitch in the first, and you see how it makes like this really clean ring on the outside? I think that's kind of what we're going for there. And we'll toss the eye in the middle there. And now I'm going to, well, we'll go ahead and chain one in this yellow. I'm gonna cut the white yarn actually, because I don't think we need it until we get back to the wings later. I don't know. I might change my mind later, but we'll see. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to, I'm going to work only in the back loops of all these stitches around. So for round 4 here, we're going to work into the back loops, and I'm just going to do a single crochet. Yeah, we're just going to do one single crochet all the way around, working only in the back loops. And you're going to see why I'm doing that in a second. I need to give space for adding eyes into this in a little later. So I'm going to basically work around into those unused front loops later on to create like a kind of like a brim that we can add eyes to. And I'm going to create a secondary brim on the other side that we can sew around it to not have the pokey ends of the eyes on the outside. Okay, so it's like this. Let's go ahead and I'm going to toss our gigantic eye in there. I have no idea how big this is, by the way. Does this have, I think this has, oh sweet, it does. I just got this new pliers, and look, it's got inches and stuff on it. So this looks like it is about about an inch. Yeah, it's about an inch. There's an inch of an eye, 1 inch in diameter. We're going to throw that right into the center, like that. Okay, that's definitely a good start, I think. I like it. And then imagine eyelid over it, right like this. You know? And then perhaps another one at the bottom. I'm not sure about the bottom eyelid yet. I'm kind of starting to think only the top eyelid would be best, but I'm not sure. I also am starting to think maybe we want this eyelid to be one round bigger. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Okay, so that's that round of all single crochets into that back loop. We're going to, I'm going to do another slip stitch into the first stitch to connect it. And then we're going to decrease it next round. I'm going to work into those back loops again. But is that too small? You know, maybe we'll do another round of just singles actually. Yeah, so we're going to chain one after doing that slip stitch. I'm going to work into those back loops again for this next round, and we're going to single crochet one into each stitch around, working into the back loops again. So I'm going to create another round where there's only front loops left over to work into. I think this is going to work. I honestly, I'm going off with the seat of my pants right now. I have no idea if this entire pattern is going to work out in the way we want it to or not. But you know what? Sometimes we need a fun challenge. And I will say this is definitely more of a challenge than the reindeer or a candy cane. Although I did have plans for all the other options that were voted, just in case. I was like, you know what? We're going to make the Rudolph fun in this way. But doesn't matter now. We're making angels. Alright, so that should be 18 stitches around, all worked into those back loops only. And I don't think we need to actually connect with the slip stitch. Before I continue in the next round though, let's lock this eye into place and figure out our eyelid situation too. So first off, we're going to lock this into place. I'm going to try my darndest to use this big locking mechanism. I am not very hopeful in it. I think I might need to cut this to be bigger, but let's give it a shot. See if I can't just like jam that on there. It's going to be really hard. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking we do then. I do have bigger backs, even bigger than that, but I think what we can do to make this even easier is if I just cut a little slice out of there, I think that alone might be enough. Let's find out. Oops. Like that. No, we need a bigger backing. Okay. Now I hate using these. You know I hate using these, but desperate times. We're gonna use one of these annoying white backing things. It's gonna ruin my hand, and I don't have a eye locking thing on this. So we're gonna try our best here. Place that over it. Oops. Nope. Go! Get on there! Ugh. I hate these. I hate them. I hate those. Okay. That's not locking on there either. Okay. Let's try another one of these back. Plasticky ones. I know I have bigger ones even than that though in here somewhere. Alright, whatever. We're going to try these large plastic ones again. Okay. Maybe you should try it this way. Will it be easier? This won't come off once I'm done though. I'll tell you that much. Okay. I got over one rim there. That might be enough actually. No, we need to tighten that. Oh, actually, I did get over two. Okay, let's see how that looks. God, I wish it was tighter, but it's got that little edge there. But I guess it probably won't be that bad once we have an eyelid on there. Like that. You know? And stuff it up and whatever. But we're thinking like that. Yeah. Okay. Maybe the eyelid will go up here. Okay. Alright, I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Yeah, I know you can buy those ones. I just never use this thing. Ooh, a small rubber mallet. I wish I had one of those right now. But I don't. Okay. So that's the eye attached. And a round of single crochets there. We're going to go on to the next round of this. And we're going to start decreasing it now. I'm going to do a single crochet into the first stitch. And then an invisible decrease into the next stitch. And then we're going to just repeat that 6 times. Start to close this up. Because we can sew on the eyelid afterwards, and we're going to need this yellow yarn anyhow. So let's just go ahead and sew our center eye up for now. Alright. What's the brick wall for again? It's just so the chat, as you can see the chat, I had to change, because I wanted there to be more in screen, because this guy's going to get kind of big, you know, it's going to get like, the wings are going to get really big. So my idea was, if I put the chat down there, I can actually zoom out a little bit more and give a little bit more screen space for the actual crochet today. All right. So that's decreasing it down. And see, these rounds here, these outside rounds, is where I'm going to pick up stitches and create like another, like a ring around it where I'm going to add more eyes to it. All right, so next round, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's just go ahead and finish this last round, and then I'll stuff it and sew it closed. We're going to do invisible decreases into every stitch around for our last round of the, what is this? What are we calling this? The center? The eye? The main eye? Maybe we'll call it like the main eye center. I don't really know what to call it. I mean, we're not done with it because we still got to add our eyelids and stuff, but we're almost done with this middle part. You know, I'm optimistic that this actually won't take forever, but we'll see. All right, so I decrease in each stitch around. There are 6 decreases total. Cut the yarn and pull it through. And then we're just gonna stuff this up. I think we do need to stuff it pretty good because I don't want this gap to be as like prevalent. So I kind of want to stuff it up enough so that gap doesn't like really get shown in there. We'll use our pencil here to kind of help the stuffing in. Hey, if you haven't yet, give this video a like down below. That would be really cool. And subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing one more stream kind of like this next week where we're going to design another new thing. I've gotten an idea. I was thinking we could do a gingerbread house and some elves. The elves will just be like the gnome pattern without a beard. And then the gingerbread house will be a variation of our mushroom house. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Let's do just a little bit more stuffing than that. Just a little bit. All right. Okay. That looks sufficiently creepy. I think that looks sufficiently creepy. And wait till we make the eyes on the outside too. That is really going to get creepy. Alright, I think next up we probably should start focusing... by the way, now I'm going to just sew it closed. I think next up we probably should make the eyelid. The main eye, thank you. That's what we're calling this, the main eye. One more right there. And then we'll just go ahead and pull that nice and tight. Hide this end on the inside. Like that. Okay. Wow. That's beautifully creepy. Okay, next up, let's see. Is this eyelid big enough? I kind of feel like it's not. Now, so this part I'm going to pull through the top there. Like that. And these parts I would sew on the sides. So it'll barely be over the eye. You know, maybe that will look good. You know, maybe I should add our... You know... Alright, we're gonna sew this eyelid on a little later, actually. We're gonna switch over and do the rim, the extra rim around the outside instead. So here's what I'm gonna do for that. I'm gonna go through the first unused front loop only from round 1, 2, 3, right there, that yellow front loop. And we're going to grab a little bit of yellow yarn. Oops. Let's hope this works. We're going to pull a loop through that unused front loop like this. Like this. Pull a loop through. And I'll go ahead and create a chain. And working into all of these unused front loops, we're going to start in the same stitch that we just pulled a loop through. We're going to do a half double crochet into all of them. So 1 half double crochet. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I'm going to... Yeah. Okay, sure. Why not? Let's just keep it going then. Half double crochet into all of these unused front loops only. And this will make sense, I hope, later. Because the idea is we're going to do this round of unused front loops, do a half double crochet, which is going to create like a ring around this outside. And then I was going to do it again on the inside row there, so that we have 2 layers of these. Then when I pop the eyes into this one, we'll cut the backs of them. We'll sew these 2 together. So that way it doesn't have the eyes showing on the outside. And we can add a bunch of eyes around the outside because it needs a lot of little eyes. I'm thinking we'll do 1, 2, we'll do it every other stitch probably. This is going to look super creepy. I guarantee this will look really creepy. Which, you know, angel's gonna angel. Yeah, gingerbread house. That's next week, I think we'll do it. Do little sugar plums and... Yeah, I gotta really think that one through too, but I really want to make it, so... Alright, we just got another like. We're at 50 likes. Thanks for liking the video. I should like the video too, actually. There we go. Yeah, I was going to do increases here, but I actually don't think we really need increases. Because when it gets sewn on, it's going to pull it open anyhow. You know, when this layer gets sewn onto the back layer, I think it'll pull it out anyhow. So I don't have to worry about it because you know, it's folding in right now, but I don't think we're going to need to worry about that as much. Let's find out, though. It's going to be one heck of a video to edit together later also. Alright, so that should be 18 half double crochets all the way around. We got quite a gap in between the first and the second there, so what I'm going to do is... If I just slip stitch in, it's going to pull it in really tight. I think I need to do one more into this slip stitch. So if I do it like that, that might keep it a little bit cleaner. And it'll give us a gap in between eyes. Maybe that's a bad idea. Let me think real quick. So if we did eye, it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Okay, no, actually that was good. That was a good idea. Alright, so that's half double crochet in all the unused front loops only, and then 1 extra half double crochet in the slip stitch that we made that connected these for 19 half double crochets total, I believe. And then I'm going to slip stitch into this first one right there, like that, and we'll cut the yarn, not leaving a long end. Pull that through, and then I'm just going to hide this end into the back of this next stitch, like this. I don't know, I think this hiding part might be actually pretty unnecessary, but that's okay. I'm just going to go in, and then I'm just going to have it come out somewhere on the back. Like that. Alright. All right, so that's where we're gonna add all the other eyes around it. Next, before I do that, I'm gonna cut this tail end. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this inner layer, exact same thing as we did on the outer layer. So we're gonna go through this unused front loop from round 4, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm having a hard time reading chat too. Can I read your joke? I missed it. I'm sorry. I am. I'm a little. This one's hard for me to focus on the chat a whole bunch, but I will be reading the chat every now and then. Just don't, Sorry if I miss it. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing on this inside layer. Make a loop. I'm going to pull it through an unused front loop only. We'll create a chain. And then I'm just going to half double crochet starting the same stitch here. In all these unused front loops only. I probably should do it. Nah, this is fine. Let's do it this way. Like this. See, and then this way. Oh, you know what? I probably could connect this while I'm... Ooh, that would save us just a little bit of time. No, we can slip stitch it together later. Let's just do it this way. So we're just gonna do half double crochet into these. And I believe there still should be like 18, maybe 19. Actually, yeah, there's gonna be 19 because we have that extra one at the very end. Yeah. How do angels greet each other? They say hello, halo. Halo? They say halo. I'm guessing is what you're trying to say. They say halo. All right, I like it. Oh, I hope this doesn't like peel in the way it like already is, too much. Nah, you know what? I think it will. I think it'll fold its way out like that. And then this right here, right? If I can get it all the way on the outsides. And then we just add wing, wing, wing. Telephone. Instead of doing the big rings. I did have an idea on how to do big rings on the outside though. Because like the other way, the other like biblically accurate angel option here is one with a bunch of wheels with just like hundreds of eyes all the way around the wheels. And I was like, how am I going to do that? But I did have an idea on how to do it. So if this doesn't work out, we might do that. All right, so we did half double crochets all the way around there. And then we're going to do one more half double crochet in the slip stitch that we did to connect there for 19 half double crochets total. And I'm not going to cut my yarn. We're just going to pull it out because I'm going to use it to slip stitch to that first round in a second. But before we do that, let's try to add a bunch of these eyes around the outside of it. So in this outer layer here, I'm going to go into the half double crochets themselves, and every other half double crochet we're going to add an eye. So we're going to start right here, and I'm going to go, yeah, like directly into the center of that half double crochet. You know what I mean? Let me get a little closer there. So it's like right in that center part. So we're going to go right into there. And then we're going to put an eye where that needle went. So right there. And you know what? Maybe we'll do it with a crochet hook instead, so it makes a bigger gap. So we'll do a crochet hook right in the center. Boom. And then throw this right there. The reason I'm not doing it, I'm doing it in the center of the eyes, by the way, instead of like on the outside parts, is because I don't want the eye to fall inside the piece. So imagine that all the way around. Yeah, that's sufficiently creepy. And then this, like that. It's just got to have a lot of eyeballs. It's kind of like the whole point. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and, actually, I'm just going to go and add a bunch of these eyes in there. So there's 1 and 2 will be right here. Oops. That. Nice. Is this going to be too many, though? See, and my idea here, by the way, is I'm going to connect them together like this. Right? And then this little back thing. Should I connect them like that or the other way around? No, I think this is fine. Did my power just go out? Hold on. Huh. Yeah. One moment, guys. I think our power just went out, but only on this side of the room. This is a problem. Sorry, this is a problem because my computer will die. Oh yeah, you know what? I think our power did go out. One moment, team. I need to restart our breaker for the lighting. So give me just a second. I'll be right back. One moment. Alright, we fixed it. We fixed it. I'm glad it didn't affect the Wi-Fi and stuff. Okay. Very strange, very strange. I think Jules had like too many things running at once. Okay, so we're just going to connect these eyes in here, and I'm going to cut the backs of the eyes with the pliers here, like this. The hard part here is I really want to collect them so that they don't get like all over my room. You know what, maybe it would be better to go backwards on this. I think it would, actually. Let me see if I can get these off now. You know what I mean? Like, put them on this way. Yeah, we're going to try putting them on this way instead. And that way we can cut that tip off a little bit easier. There we go. So that's what we want to do for all of these. And then what I'm hoping is we can also then crochet around this like this and slip stitch into those so that it connects this together and we don't have to see these backs on the inside. That's our goal. That's our goal. What is the milestone of completed number of models in order to get untangle points? Great question, Alex. It is, I believe it is every 5 you get one back. Cooper, do you remember? I can't remember if it's 5 or 10. 5 or 10. I don't remember. But you get Entangled credits back for submitting a certain amount. Let's use a toothpick here instead of the crochet hook. There we go. Yeah, it's 5. Okay. I think these are going to look sufficiently creepy. But, like, you know, in a way that we want it to be. Thanks for not leaving the stream after my power went out and I had to go reset the breaker. It's just, so basically what happened, this happens every now and then here, is like if we have the dryer running and then someone uses the microwave, and you know, once we have too many things running at once, half the house goes, I can't do this anymore, it's too much. There we go. This is looking like a nightmare on the inside here. But, you know, I think we can use these front... Actually, maybe we can do the front. Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out in a little bit. Let's hope it's not too difficult to add these, or to sew these parts together. I don't think it'll be that bad, though. I'm excited to get to the wings, though. Once we have this body done, I'm really excited to design the wings. I've got an idea, and I think it'll work out, but you know how it goes. Sometime it do, sometime it don't. This side does not want to go into its stitch. Yeah, I think when I edit this video, by the way, I think I'm definitely going to have to, like, cut out a lot of these parts where I'm adding all the eyes in, because it's going to be just tedious. There we go. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. That one might be a little close, but whatever. Almost done with the eyes. Maybe it was the ghost. Yes, maybe the ghost did turn off your school's power. Ghosts do that kind of thing. 2 right here. Okay, and then the last one is going to be right here. Actually, I'm going to do it... Yeah, no, we'll do it right here. This last one's being difficult. There we go. Okay. Now let's lock these in and then cut all the backs. Oh my gosh, you got locked into the freezer today? How long were you in there for, Zoe? That's crazy. I'm glad to know that the creepiness of this is actually enticing to your daughter, Liz. That's funny. All right, let's cut off all the backs of these now. I knew it. I knew it. I was like, these things are going to fall off. Start falling off, I think. No, it'll be fine. Whew. I just don't want these to fall on the ground and me step on them later like a nasty little Lego. Oh, that one's... I don't know where that one went. Alright, so there's the backs all cut off. Collect them. And I think that's all the eyes attached. So the next thing I want to try to do, keyword try, is with this part, is I want to go take this one in. Returning to this back one. I want to pull this loop through an adjacent loop. So like right here, we're going to go into the back loops of the first row. We're going to pull through the back loop. We're going to pull our tail end here through that. And then I'm going to work into the next one right here, into that back loop, and then into the first back loop of our last stitch there. And then we're just going to try slip stitching all of these together, like this. One. And hopefully this will close everything up around it. Two. And keep it open. Three. It does make it a little open in the back here, but honestly, I think this is a good move. I hope this is a good move. Let's find out. I'm hoping it'll look better and better as we go. Back loop, slip stitch one. Back loop, oops. There you go, slip stitch one, like that. Yeah. Okay, Zoe, you got locked in, but you had your phone on you. Oh, your partner came to rescue you. 15 minutes in the freezer and jeans and a t-shirt is not ideal, no way. Oh my gosh, that's a rough start to the day, dude. They need to obviously create like a way for you to get out of the freezer. Why does it lock from the inside like that? I feel like, you know, this is an issue that's happened to so many people. You'd think they would fix that. Go. So that's what it looks like on the outside, and here's what it looks like on the inside. I might need your guys' suggestions on if we want to add the eyelid or not. Because now I'm starting to feel like we doesn't really need an eyelid, but I don't know. I feel like the eyelid makes it like slightly less creepy was my thought process. But I don't know. Oops. There's the front. Hey, Denise, thank you so much. Okay. And then last one will be right here. Like that. And there's the eyes in, and it's closed in on the back, so we don't have to worry about the backing. What do we think? Looks like the creepiest cookie in the world. Yeah? Looks like a weird UFO. Maybe angels are just aliens. Alright, we pull this out. And then let's go ahead and hide this end. And then we are going to decide, you know, maybe we'll do a vote on doing an eyelid or not while we start the wings. Gonna hide this end all the way in. Okay. Hey, you know what? That's a good start. And then the wings get sewn onto the back there. Onto these back parts. I think this is going to work. I'm already pretty happy with how this came out. Alright, so do we want to add this eyelid or not is the question. Because I could do this. We could sew it on like that. Or we could not have an eyelid. And I'm kind of cool with either. What do you think? Eyelid would look kind of cool, says Denise. You know what? Let's do a vote. Okay. There's our vote. Alright, well, while we're voting on the eyelid, let's go ahead and start making the wings. We'll put our crazy looking eye to the side here. Here, we'll put them over here in the top right corner so people can see what we're making when they tune in and go, what the heck is that? Alright, so, wing, 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 wing. Telephone. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start with white yarn. Oh, hold on, let me pull this up for just a second just so I can see. All right, let's just start with the smaller one. Yeah, let's start with the small wing, and then I might need to make it bigger. So we're gonna start with our white yarn, and we'll chain. I don't know. Let's start by chaining 8. 6, 7, 8. And we'll start with our small. Basically, we're gonna make our small wings first. And then we'll make our big wings. And I think I'm going to have to double up each of the wings. So it's probably going to be a lot of crocheting. We're going to skip the first chain. And I'm just going to single crochet down to the start 7 times. Cooper, by the way, for this part, if you want to just copy the Archaeopteryx wings section, That's what I'm going to work off of for this first part, and then we're going to move off of that later when we get to the big wings. Okay, so single crochet 7, then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work on this other side of these chains here. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we're going to skip the first one, and I'm just going to single crochet 3 times. 1 into the chains we just made. 2 and 3. And then working into our first chain right here. We're just going to slip stitch 1 like that, I think. And then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet down. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll slip stitch to the next one right here. You see what I mean? Yeah, we'll keep doing this. Chain 4. And then single crochet 3. 1. We're going to make another one of these, so this is kind of like my prototype. 2 and 3. And then we'll slip stitch to this one. Ooh, that was a good neck crack. 1, 2, 3. This time we're only going to single crochet 2 down. 1 and 2. And then we'll slip stitch to this next one. And we'll do one more. That's 2. 1, 2, and 3. And don't worry, I'm going to explain this all when I do our second one again. 1 and 2. Slip stitch to this last one right there. Nice. And then we're going to we're just going to do a single crochet into these last 2. 1 and 2, like that. I probably should have worked around this tail end the whole time I was going back down. But let's go ahead. I'm going to chain 1. And then we're going to cut the yarn. Let's see how this looks. So the idea would be we'd make 2 of these. And then we'd sew the 2 together so it like double the thickness of this. I don't know if we need to do that for these little ones, but for the big ones we probably want to do that. But then we connect it like this, you know, so we have 1 up there. So we'd have 1 up there, we'd have 1 down here, and then we'd have a really big wing here in the middle. That's doubled up, and then we do the same on this side. Eyelid in the center, throw a loop on it, and we'll be done. What do you think? What size eyes do I use for the turkey burb's head? That would be 6mm eyes. That's usually the case for me. I'm almost always using 6mm eyes. Okay. I think this is gonna be good though, for the wings, for the small wings at least. So we want to make at least 4 of these. I might actually end up making more than 4. Let's go ahead and make another few though. We'll go ahead, I'll put this one right here so we can still obviously have it on screen. We don't need our eyes anymore too, so. And we'll throw this eyelid over here because I don't know if we're gonna use it yet or not. And let's go ahead and make another wing. This is coming together. I would say this is shockingly coming together. It's gonna be shockingly awesome. I agree, Jinky. Or Jink. Thank you for the kind words. Hey, if you haven't already, like this video down below. Alright, now let me try to explain this a little bit better. I'm gonna actually have a little bit longer of a tail end here. And let me try to explain this one a bit better. So we're gonna start with, we're gonna chain 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to skip that first chain and just single crochet into every chain down 7 times. 3, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip our first chain and single crochet into the 3 chains down. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to slip stitch into that very first chain space right here. Like that. That's going to get us started. And now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the first chain and single crochet 3 down. 1, 2, and we'll do 3 right here. Then we're going to slip stitch to the next chain into the base chains right here. I'm going to try to work around this tail end as I go along this bottom part too. Okay, so there it is, slip stitch into that one. And now we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1 and single crochet 2 or 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch right here. Okay, so there's 3 of them. Now we're going to do a smaller feather, chain 2 or chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Skip the first chain and single crochet 2. 1 and 2. And then we'll slip stitch to the next one. We're going to do one more of those little wings. Oopsies, wait, hold on. I'm going to undo that slip stitch because I do want to work around this tail end as I go. Like that. And then last small wing or small feather, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Skip the first and single crochet 1 and 2, and slip stitch to the next one right here. Nice. And then we're just going to single crochet 2 to get to the end of this round. 1 and 2. I'll chain 1. And then we're going to cut the yarn and just pull it through. So there's our wings. So the idea, we could do this and sew these two together to create like a double thickness of a wing, which might look really good, but will take a lot more time because then we're gonna kind of have to double up. But I do want to do that for a big wing, which we'll make after we make a couple more of these little wings. All right, so that's the explanation. There's the explanation for the wings. So I'm not gonna go through details here, and let's just talk to the chat for a little bit. Hey everybody, what are the Christmas gifts you've gotten this year? Anybody crochet any fun Christmas gifts this year? Or working on any right now? I am actually really behind. And I really need to make more Christmas gifts this year. But here I am crocheting a biblically accurate angel instead. Which, you know what? I'm all for it, kind of. Like, I think this is pretty awesome. 3, 4. Yeah, I'm actually also... Can we just say, we're kind of flying as far as timeline goes. We're kind of like totally doing shockingly good on time. Like, all we really need to make left is the... What do we need to still make, you guys? We need to make the big wings, and sew on the eyelids and sew on the wings, and then we're done? That's insane to me, though. Maybe we will try to do the giant... what's it called? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these are small ones now. Maybe we will try to do the giant wheels. Just see what we can do there. I don't know. Oh, you finished a cardigan? Oh, for your father-in-law, that's right. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, Zoe. I'm so proud of you. That must be the longest thing you've made in quite a long time, huh? What happened? Bruh asked what happened. Man, you missed it, dude. It was crazy. God himself came through the skyline, opened our roof, and told us we were doing a really good job. And keep up the great work. This looks just like his best buddy, is what he said, Gabriel. And I was like, whoa, God, you have favorites? And he was like, I don't know, don't tell the others. And he went like this, shh. But you could kind of barely tell because he didn't really look, you know, he looks like a giant multi-eyed being, so. But I could tell he was going, shh. Anyhow, he fixed the roof and then he left, and that's all you've missed. Pretty crazy, though. Yeah, it did happen. See? West Coast Bait Boats agrees. Caitlin! How you doing, Caitlin? Welcome back. How's the babe? Jank has made a rat for a friend and has plans to crochet a fidget toy. Oh, that's pretty cool. What was the fidget toy? That sounds really cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll work our way down. This is going to be our last little wing, and then we get to figure out how to make one of these gigantinormous, which I'm sure is going to be a lot of trial and error. Cooper says, I think he winked at me, or was he blinking? It's hard to tell. I agree. 3 and 4. So, in my research before starting today's stream, I was learning about angels, and it turns out every angel that looks like an actual person is actually a lower class angel. Now I ain't a religious man, but that sounds pretty classist to me. But these eyeball ones are the high class. These are high class angels. Hi Kathy, how you doing? Aw, hanging out with Pappy? That's what you call Grandpa? That's the cutest! I love Pappy. Pappy. Here's Pappy. Oh my gosh. If my kids call my dad Pappy, I think he'd love that. That's really cute. Howdy from SF! Yo, Brent! How is San Francisco doing? Oh, I miss San Francisco. I lived there for a long time. Brent, it says Brent makes. What do you makes, Brent? Brent, what are you making? What do you makes? What are you making for Christmas, Brent? Alright, I think this is going to be the end of our little wings. like that. And then a couple more single crochets. Boom and boom. Chain one there. Cut the yarn. And we've got our 4 wings done. There's 2 more big ones. It's kind of cold. That doesn't sound like San Francisco to me. Just kidding. San Francisco's cold, you guys. It's a cold place. You don't think it's cold? And you know, like, people will be like, oh, it's not that cold. But, dude, the microclimate there can get real cold. Okay, so here we go. We got 1, 2, right? 3 down here. 4, which we need to fix this one a little bit. But 4 is going to be down here. Right? And then 2 big boys. 2 big wings right here. 1. And then 2 over there. And actually, these top ones probably are going to be folded over a little bit higher. Sorry, Brent. But you know what? Thanks for coming back. And hey, if you haven't, Brent, you should definitely like and subscribe. All right, let's fix... I need to fix one of these wings, this one. Just because this tail end is in the wrong spot. But then we can get working on our big wings, which I don't know how I'm going to make just yet. So we need to figure that out. I mean, I think they need to be essentially like double the size of these ones. Maybe that's a little much. I don't know. And then it looks like y'all voted on yes on the eyelids. Am I right about that? I'm not adding eyelids for all the eyes, by the way. Just for the big one. There we go. So I just want to have this end coming out somewhere around here to just help us when it comes to the sewing part. It's like the perfect wing for this character. Look at that. Perfect. Let's get this out of the way so we can get a good picture of that. Look at that. Cool. All right, big wings. We're going to need to make 4 of these big wings. And we want them to be... These ones are there. We want these ones to be like that big. So probably double the size, which means a lot more feathers too. What is 14 degrees Celsius or 17 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? To American. What's 14 degrees Celsius, 17 degrees Celsius to Americans? I didn't learn goodly. All right, for our big wing, this is going to be our first test one. We're going to have to make 4 of these, so I'm not going to explain. I'm going to like kind of half explain it here, and then the second time we make this, we'll make it better. We want to make this double the size, so we're going to go... I did 8 chains on the last one, so I guess 16. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Is this thickness going to be good, or should I make these this bigger? Yeah, we'll keep it this way. Okay, so 16, I believe. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Skip the first chain, and then I'll just start by single crocheting into each chain all the way down. Just to get us started. And then I'm guessing we'll just have to make the... Well, let's find out. (62 Fahrenheit). Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. It's like hot here. It's like 85 degrees where I'm at. Ugh, gross. It's like, it's not even winter. Okay, is this too big? It's gonna be even longer than that too. It'll be like out through there. That might be a little big. Well, let's go ahead and give this one a shot. I may make this one smaller. Do we want the wing part So it's gonna be like this. And I don't want it to be too thin of wings. So the first one, you know what? Let's do chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, we'll chain 6. Skip the first chain and single crochet 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then slip stitch that first one there. Okay, so imagine this here. And then with feather, 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 feather. I'm going to do longer feathers down to shorter feathers, I think. So long. I want the feathers to be maybe about like that long. All right, let's try it out. We're going to chain 6, 7, chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try 7. And then we'll skip the first. Tina! Thank you so much for the support! You rock! Tina, thank you very much. Now, I made a promise today that if someone supports, I will do a little dance for them. So here's your little dance. This is for Tina. There's my little elf dance for you, Tina. Thank you for the support. Dance for me, my puppet. I feel like these wings maybe should be thicker. But let's find out. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then we'll skip one. And we're gonna slip stitch into this one. That. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying this, like the feathers here, I'm feeling like these feathers need to be thicker. But maybe we do one wing here that's thin, and then one wing that's thick feathers. And then that way the thick feathers will... That might be actually a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 5, 6. We'll do one more of 7. And then single crochet down and slip stitch to connect. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 single crochets down. Skip first and slip stitch into that one. Yeah, because that's going to be pretty thin feathers. So in our next one, we're either going to have to do a thick feathers on our second one, or not, and then just sew two together, and that way. Like, because if these two get sewn together like this, right? It does kind of fill in a lot. Let's find out. We will find out. Okay. Let's keep going. We're going to skip... Okay, we're going to do 6 chains now. So we did 3 that were long. 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll single crochet down 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll slip stitch to the next chain right here. Yeah, maybe offsetting them. Well, the first round here we won't need to offset, but maybe in the second bit we can offset. I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of thinking that they'll offset themselves. They might. They might. I definitely think we're going to need to double these wings up as far as like having 2 rows of feathers. But that's no big deal. We also might end up sewing them together with wire in it. We're going to do another 6 here. So the first one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip. This one was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then another 5. 4, 5. Okay. 2. 4, 5. And then a slip stitch here. Okay. These feathers need to start getting smaller. I do not know. Let's find out. Imagine, if you will. I mean, these wings are going to be epic. I do think it's too long though. I mean, well, actually, we can sew these wings onto like the back, which will kind of give us a little bit more space to work, or like so they won't be so long. And then these ones here, like that, we can sew forward so they'll be in front of the other ones, you know? So that these ones will be kind of in front of these ones. I'm just feeling like this might be a little thin. Well, whatever. We can make them again and again and again and again. I'm just thinking that this part might need thickening up, but we'll find out. We're doing actually really good on time, so I'm okay with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need another 5 here. Got 1, 2, 3. At least 5 more feathers. Okay, yeah, we'll do another chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. All right, 3. 5. And then we'll slip stitch here. Right? And now I think we can start making slightly smaller feathers. Yeah, we'll do a 4 single crochet feather this time, so we'll chain 5 up and then single crochet down. 2. And I'm going to explain this pattern for these feathers probably after we make the second one of these, because then I'll be certain about how big I want to make it. So Cooper, don't worry about, like, I'm sure I hope you're not writing these ones down just yet, just because there's going to be changes slightly, probably, maybe not actually. The part that I'm thinking is going to need changing is a thicker top feather here, but I might be wrong. I don't know. All right, it's another smaller feather. We'll do chain 5, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, definitely different than the dragon wing. Yeah, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch to the next chain. Oh wait, we gotta make sure this there. Okay. And then I think you can do 3, 3, 2, 2, and then just singles across. That's 4 more feathers. Is that too much? Let's find out. 4 more would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, giving us 3 stitches at the end that are not feathered. Okay. We might be able to just do 3, but let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4 chains this time. And then single crochet 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Yeah, I definitely think we're gonna want to probably use wire. Also, I feel like this is too long. Next up, we'll do another 3. 1, 2, sorry, chain 4, and then skip down to 3. So we have, well, we'll do the last couple, and then I will say it all out loud. Okay. I kind of love how much they're curving though, a little bit. A little bit. I want it to curve about that much. This is a big wing. Right. One, 2, 3. These last ones are going to be only 2 single crochets down. Then a slip stitch here. Yeah, okay, we can do one more feather. Yeah, we'll do one more. Like look how big. See, this is why we had the camera. I had to change the camera because I knew these wings are gonna be giant. Like, look at that. Okay, one more 2 single crochet wing. So that means we're gonna do chain 3. I'm holding too low. Okay, sorry. I'll try to hold up higher. Thank you. 1, 2, and then we'll slip stitch here. And then I'm just gonna single crochet down the last few chains. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll chain 1 here. Long enough just to sew it onto the body, pull that through. All right, so here is the idea for the long wing. Let's place them all down and see what we got working with. The arc here is kind of frustrating, which is why I'm like, maybe we need to put wire in it to kind of make it so it doesn't arc as much. I mean, it's not that bad actually. So it'd be like this. Let me just, do I have pins? Yeah. So it'd be like, this would be there. Something like there. Maybe. That pin's not really holding it in. And then smaller wing above it, like this, in front of it. Like that. And then another small wing up below it. Like that. So imagine this is what we're working with. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's not too big. Right? And then just repeating. And then repeating all these on the other side. I think it's pretty good, actually. What do you think? Especially if this was double the thickness. Imagine. I don't think it's bad. Okay. I think the double thickness is gonna be what saves this top wing. All right, let me just say it out loud before I start my second one here. What we just did. You kind of love how much it curves? Yeah, I kind of do too. I just don't want it to like curve and be floppy. Okay, so here's what we got for this. We've got, it was chain 16, I believe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so chain 16, single crochet 15 down, then chain 6, skip the first, single crochet 5 down for our first feather, and then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So chain 7, single crochet 6 down for the second. Do the same thing for the third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So chain 7, single crochet 6 down for the third feather. Fourth feather is only 5 single crochets. So chain 6, single crochet 5. Same thing with the fifth feather and the sixth feather. So that's 3 in a row. So the first one's only 5. First one's only 5. The second one and third one are 6. Fourth, fifth, and sixth wings are 5 single crochets. Then these next two are only 4. And then 2 3 feathers, and then 2 2 feathers, and then single crochet down. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's give it a shot. I feel like this is really curved. I just hope it doesn't curve that. I want it to curve that much, not that much. Let's see. We'll see. Okay, let's give it another shot. So we want to make another big feather now and see if we can sew those together. It's working though. It's working. We are making something. That's for sure. And hey, if you haven't yet, you know the dealio. Give this video a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Give some love to Cooper, who is writing this all down. Absolutely. Big love to Cooper. He is doing the God's work. Doing the angel's work today. Cooper's the real angel today. This is what Cooper looks like, actually. This is actually a really good representation of Cooper. What we're crocheting today. Alright, I'm going to do this one kind of quick just because I want to see if this will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then single crochet across. And then dude, Cooper, that's insane to me that you already had that written down. That's wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. And then we do our little, okay, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains, because the first one's only 5. Which I actually think it could probably be 4, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3. Oops, messed that up. 4, 5 down to the wing, and then slip stitch the first here, and then we do a 6 single crochet feather, so we chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we single crochet down. Oh, Brent tips on behalf of Cooper. Cooper, look at that. That's just for you. Cooper, do a little dance for us. Sorry, I'm holding really low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch into the next one right here. I will do a little dance for you, Coop. One moment. Let's finish this feather. Let's finish this wing first. Another one of 6. Was it 2? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah. I think it was only 2 of 6, and then it was smaller. Right? Let's look at it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5. Another. Yeah, so 3 5s in a row after that. Okay. We might have to get another. No, actually, I was gonna say maybe we'll need another thing of white, but we won't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 of these feathers. I'm super curious to see how well this connects to the other one. Oh, wow, you guys got to whatever the heck it said. I don't know. I'll never know. Hey, Sunshine, how are you? Thank you guys. You saved. Nice try though. Good save, team. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 5, and then a slip stitch right here. That's wild because that person had to be subscribed to say that. 2, 3, 4. Two. Oopsies, wait. Messed up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. 2, 3. Sorry, I keep going down on the camera. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna change the camera angle. 1, 2, 3, 5. So I don't have to keep missing the camera angle. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sunshine, but I hope you're feeling better now. Okay, let me try to fix this camera angle. So I'm crocheting like this, right? So we want it to be like that angle. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. So we got, now we can go down a size of wing. 2, 3, 4. 5. 3, 4. Our slip stitch over. And I believe it was 2 4s. Yeah, so that's a 4, that's a 4, and then 2 3s, and then 2 2s. Okay, so 2 4s, 2 3s, 2 2s. 2 2. That's what we'll do for your little dance, Cooper. Don't think I've forgotten. I've got to do a little dance for you. Little dance! Yeah, they're waiting a solid 60 seconds to be a jerk. Cool. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then... Oh, whoops. I worked with the wrong kind of yarn. I was like, why is that yarn being all weird? Because we pulled the wrong kind of yarn out. One, 5, 1, 4. Two, 3, 4. These are 3 size wings. Okay. Another one of these smaller ones. 1. Can you imagine if I used fluffy yarn for this? That'd be crazy. We are making a biblically accurate angel, Sunshine. And it is actually going better than I thought it was going to be. We're not done yet, but it's not going poorly, which is good. 1, 2, 3. The last couple feathers here for our second wing. And one more feather. 1, 2, and go. And then just 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. All right. So here's the thought. We sew this to this, like that. Why does it look so much longer? Did I just crochet like way tighter? I think I did. All right. Yeah, I did. I just crocheted this one way tighter. That's okay. It'll still work. And then we just, so if we could sew these two together, it kind of gets it way more feathery. And I'm hoping that we can also hide the wire, like a wire, into this to help us keep it from curling too much. So that's what we're going to try. I'm going to use this long end because I cut this one extra long on purpose. And we'll try to make this part the back of it. We're going to pull this out of, you know, we might actually be able to just crochet it together. Actually, maybe that's a better idea. What do you guys think? Will that save us some time? If I go like this, and then I just crochet up it instead, I could just do a slip stitch even. That won't handle our wire problem though, but it'll be easier than sewing it. In fact, we could do a single crochet, and then this will be even thicker of a top feather, and then we could do the wire. Let's try it. Let's try it. First off, though, because I said I would. Thank you for the support. All right, so let's give it a shot. Let's give this. Let's try the following. I'm gonna pull a loop through. I'm gonna take my crochet hook, go into that first stitch, the first single crochet here, and we need some stuff. Hold on, we need a pipe cleaner. I was really hoping I could find a white pipe cleaner, but all I have are these ones. One sec. I think they might be in my closet right here. No, I don't know where the rest of my pipe cleaners are to use white ones. Oh well. We'll just have to do it blue. And hopefully we can hide these the best we can. So I'm just gonna fold these in half. I can't believe I don't have white pipe cleaners though. That is a problem. Alright, whatever. Oh, you know what? I might have a white. That's fine. Whatever, we'll make this work. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and twist this together. I folded this pipe cleaner in half, and then we're just going to twist it together to double up the thickness of the wire. That way it's a little bit easier to add on. Hey Christina, how are you? You're watching the newest Amazing Digital Circus episode. I've never heard of Amazing Digital Circus. Okay. Oh, this is actually too long. Is it too long? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, that's fine. We got our wire cutters right here. So this will go in between like that. And we'll cut it just a little shorter. Actually, you know what? We won't cut it because this might actually be useful for sewing it into the body. Yeah, that might work. Okay, so I'm going to go into this stitch. Here's the plan. So we're going to go into this stitch like that. And then we're going to go into the same stitch on the opposite wing like this. And then we're going to pull this loop through it. Through both of those. And we don't need to leave a long end, that's fine. But we're going to chain one. Actually, you know what, we're not going to... Yeah, we were going to chain one. And then I'm not going to start in the same stitch. I'm actually going the next stitch over right here. And we're going to do a single crochet. But we're going to work around this wire. Like this as we make all of our single crochets across. Man, I really wish I had white wire, because that blue is totally going to shine through. But you know what? Maybe it'll look nice. Maybe it'll. I'm gonna say it's an aesthetic choice on purpose. And we're just gonna single crochet all the way up this. That. Yeah, maybe the blue will look nice. I don't know. I don't know. It's a little. It's a kind of an angelic blue. I don't think I've ever used this twisted slip stitch before. That sounds pretty cool though. So if this doesn't work, it's not that big of a deal. We'll just undo what we're doing right now. But I'm hopeful that this will both connect the two wings together and work around this wire. It will create this little blue, weird blue tint. But maybe it'll look good. Maybe it'll look good. It would be so much better to be white. I know it would. Gold. Oh, you know what? We do have orange. Do I have yellow? You know what? I do. I only have one, though. Why do I only have one? You know what? We have brass. We could use brass instead. Do I have brass? I do. I know I do. It's somewhere. Hold on. We have this and this yellow ones. Okay, we're gonna switch it to do these yellow ones instead. I think they'll look slightly nicer. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do these ones instead of the blue. Okay. Let's try it. Thank you for the thought, whoever said that. Who was it? Liz. Thanks, Liz. There we go. And I think these ones are also like slightly shorter, so it actually might work out better. They're a little like bright yellow, but you know what, they'll work. So we'll fold this pipe cleaner in half, twist it up. And I'll leave the bottom half here untwisted. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that bottom part untwisted. Okay, let's try this again. That into the next stitch here. And there we go. It's a mess. It looks like a mess, but I do think I know what I'm doing. Like that. Yeah, yellow I think is a good move. I think that was a good save. Celia! Thank you for joining. Yeah, I kind of wish it was orange, but the yellow looks good, I think. I think it'll look like a little bit more of a like gilded wing. Yeah, I think it might look good, hopefully. It's an aesthetic choice on purpose, for sure. Wait, was this one supposed to go into? Yeah, no. We're good. How's it looking? Yeah, I think this is good. I think this will work. I also think that it needs to be pulled in more. Ah! Too much, too much, too much. Too little. Too much. Too... Just right. Alright, let's try it again. It's just really hard to see where the other side is. I think I'm doing it right though. This does really thicken these wings up. So hopefully it doesn't thicken it up so much that it looks weird. I mean, to be fair, Christina, these are what's in the Bible. I think. Like, there's a reason they're biblically accurate, right? So those are like the little, that's a little yellow that's through it. I don't think it's too much. I actually think it's kind of nice. It looks like it maybe was on purpose. Okay, I'm gonna cut this white yarn because it's in our way now. And we'll keep going. Okay. I believe it's in Genesis or in the... It's in the Old Testament. I believe. Okay, now we're into the chain parts, so I've got to connect these parts too. Okay. All right, last one. Okay. I do want to keep a bit of that curve. This is what we got. And then these feathers we won't connect together so that it fills in more. We can offset it a little bit more. So it goes like that. I kind of like the gold, the little yellow lines there. It does make it look more like gilded wings. And hey, that wire was a good move. That really holds its shape and it holds it up really, really well. It'd be nice to have made like starch or something for this, but that's probably too extra anyhow. And then I think all I want to do then, so that holds its shape like way better. Smaller wing here, other small wing down here, like that. Imagine. Yeah, I like it actually. Another big one right here. Eyelid. Sew everything together and we'll be done. Cool. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna just finish this part up by slip stitching into the same stitch. Like that. And then I'll cut the yarn and we're gonna hide this end in. And then this next part, when we're gonna make our second wing here, I will try to explain the technique a little bit better. Oh, one problem that we are gonna have though, is that this is gonna be the other side of the wing. So does that look too different from that? What we can do to fix it, to make it look a little bit cleaner on this edge, on the right wing, is we can single crochet down the other way. Which actually might be a little bit, I actually kind of like it looking this way even more. But I just want this edging to be the same on both sides. So we probably are going to have to do a little finagling on the second wing to make that work. She is doing caroling this year. She's does she have a gig tonight? I don't think she has a gig tonight, but she does have a gig tomorrow and Sunday. Yes, for those who are new, Jules is my wife, and she does a caroling gig every year during Christmas, and they go caroling all over the place. Sometimes for TV shows and stuff, but usually for like parties. And yes, she is big time caroling right now. She's practicing a bunch. She had her first gig last weekend. Okay, I'm just gonna hide these ends in a little bit better. That. Would you be able to crochet the wing pairs left and right as one object? Like connect these together? Like do another one of these, but then do that single crochet thing to connect all of it together? I probably could. The answer is probably yes, but I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so this one goes there, this one goes there, this one down here, and then we just repeat that on the other side. We have all the small feathers that we need. We just need 2 more big wings. I think we'll be good. This is gonna be huge on the tree, by the way. Be perfect for the top of the tree, but I'm not doing that. Okay, let's go ahead and make another one of these wings, and I'll explain my process as I go a little bit better. At least for this first. Actually, you know what? No, the first one we're just gonna do it. Second one, I'll explain my process better. Let's put it to the side for right now. Okay. Last 2 things to crochet though, pretty crazy. Woo! Yeah, exactly, Kaylin. You were right. There's a reason the angels in the Bible tell people not to be afraid. Yeah, if they look like just regular people, people would be like, oh, that's fine. I think they give big alien energy to me. All right, this first one, I'm just going to do it really fast. I'll say what I'm doing just to have it out loud, but I'm probably not going to go through too much detail for this first one. Okay. Chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then single crochet all the way down, skipping the first chain. That's going to be 15 single crochets down. It's going to be hard for me to edit this video together. Okay. 14 and 15. Okay. Those are 15 chains. Next, we're going to chain 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip our first chain, and then we're going to single crochet 6 down to the... Wait, was it 6? No. Hold on. 5. Ah ha ha ha! Okay, let me try that again. Boom. Chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains. Then we skip our first and single crochet 5 times down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we slip stitch to the first chain on the back end right here. All right, now we want to do a chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip the first chain and single crochet 6 down. 2, 6. Yes, you will be able to rewatch this live stream immediately, Clay. And then I'm going to have the full pattern on the website over the weekend. Cooper is helping out big time to get it prepared. All right, so that's 6 crochets down. Then slip stitch to the next chain on the base. And then we're going to do that one again. Chain 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip the first and single crochet 6 times down to the base again. Five, 6. And we're going to slip stitch to the next one on the base here. Oh, you can't hear 6, 7 without cringing. That's funny. And then we need 5 3 ones in a row. So that's chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And single crochet 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slip stitch to the next stitch on the base right here. And then we're going to repeat that size feather 3 times total, so 2 more times. 5, slip stitch to the next one there. There's our second feather of 5. Here's our third. All right, slip stitch here. And now we want 2 feathers that are 4 length. So to do that, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll slip stitch down, or single crochet down. Only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll slip stitch to our base here. And we're going to do that 4 single crocheted feather again by chaining 5 and single crochet 4. 1. See you later, West Coast. Thanks for joining. And we'll then slip stitch. Okay, so there's our 2 4 length feathers. Now we want 2 of them that are 3 length feathers. So we're going to chain 4 for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the first there and single crochet 1, 2, 3 down and slip stitch to connect. That's 1, 2, and then we want another one of those 3 single crochet lengths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet down. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch to connect. All right, only 2 more feathers to go on this wing. All right, now we want a 2 single crochet feathers, so we'll chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet 2. 1 and 2, and then slip stitch to connect. And then 1 more of those, chain 3, single crochet 2. 1. Sorry about all the ding dongs. 1 second. Go. Hopefully that'll stop them. And then slip stitch to connect down here. And then single crochet into the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Cut the yarn. We don't need too long of an end. And pull it all the way through. And there is 1/2 of our large feathers. We want to make 1 more of these. That was pretty quick though, right? What was that, like 5-10 minutes? All right. Last thing we need to crochet here. It's our last feather. Let me turn on the music just a little bit because it's really loud. There we go. Hopefully that's not too quiet. All right. Okay, so for our big feathers, we're going to start with a somewhat long end there, create a slip knot, and start by chaining 16. 16, and then we're going to skip the first one and single crochet 15 all the way down to the start of this chain. Welcome back, dudes. Okay, for 15 chains down. Next, we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll skip our first chain and single crochet into the 5 chains down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we'll slip stitch to the first chain on the base chains right here. And then now we're going to make some more feathers. We're going to start by doing a 6 single crochet long feather. To do that, we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then skip the first one, single crochet all the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll slip stitch to the base chains. Try to work around this tail end as you do these slip stitches. So we're going to go into this next one right here and slip stitch into that base. And we're going to do another feather that's that long by chaining 7. I'm sorry, 7, yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Skip the first chain and then single crochet the 6 more chains down to the base. 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll slip stitch into the base, working around our tail end to finish that next feather. Go, we got 3 of our feathers done. Now we want to do 3 feathers that are 5 single crochets long. So we're going to repeat this 3 times. That is chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip the first chain and then single crochet into the 5 more chains down to the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll slip stitch into the base. And we're going to do that 3 times, 3 of these feathers. So let's do, I'm going to do 2 more now. Three, 4, 5. This is our second one. And then here's our third one. Okay, there's 5. And we'll slip stitch in the base. Okay, now we want to do 2 feathers that are 4 single crochets in length. So we're going to chain 5 for those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And single crochet 4 times down to the base. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll slip stitch into that base. We're going to do that twice, so we'll do another one. Three. And then a slip stitch here. All right, now we want to do 2 more feathers that are 3 single crochets in length. So that's going to start by chaining 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then single crocheting 3 times down to the base to slip stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll slip stitch to the base. And we're going to do that 2 times total, so we'll do that one more time. and then we'll slip stitch to that base. And now we want 2 last feathers that are 2 single crochets in length, so we're going to chain 3 for that. 1, 2, 3, skip the first chain and single crochet 1 and 2 down, and then slip stitch to the base. We're going to do that 2 times total, so we'll do 1 more of those tiny itty bitty feathers. 1, 2, 3, skip the chain and single crochet 2. 1 and 2. And then we'll slip stitch to the base. Okay, we'll finish it up by doing 1, 2, 3 single crochets to the end. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're just going to chain 1, cut the yarn. You don't need too long of an end, and just pull that all the way through. All right. There's our big wing, and we want to go ahead and we actually want to make 4 of these. We need 2 for each wing. Okay. So now we want to connect these 2 wings together by single crocheting the edges all together around a pipe cleaner to make it into a more of a posable wing, which will look like this. Now we want to make 2 of these though, and we want both of the edging to face in the right direction, to face towards the camera. So this way is easy. We just pull a, we'll start in the last stitch right here, get into both this first wing and the second wing simultaneously. We'll pull a loop through and then single crochet all the way across, and then we'll slip stitch to the first, cut the yarn, hide the end. While we're single crocheting, we're going to work around this pipe cleaner, but that's for this first one to make it facing this way. This time, however, we want it to be, we need to do it the other way around, to go from the tip of the wing down to the base of the wing, single crocheting down. And the reason we want to do that is because we want this side is going to need to be facing the front, and we want the edging to look the same. You don't really have to do it this way, but it will make it look just slightly cleaner. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the very edge of this wing right here, the very tip, and then the very tip of the opposite wing right here. It's technically like the single crochet at the very tip, like that. And then we want to grab our white yarn. I'm going to create a loop. We're going to pull that loop through like that, and then create a chain at the end by yarning over with the end attached to the ball and pull it through the loop like that. Alright, now before we continue and start single crocheting all the way across, let's get our pipe cleaner prepared. We're going to fold this pipe cleaner in half like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and twist. We're going to pinch the end and then just start twisting all the way down to the base. We're going to leave about an inch or so untwisted at the very bottom of it. But this is just going to double up the strength of these pipe cleaners for our wings. You don't need these pipe cleaners to be any longer than the actual wing part, which is why we're leaving part of this untwisted at the bottom. It's probably good. You can always twist more later. And what we want to do is we're going to take this here, take this end, and just hold it in place. And we're going to work around it as we work our single crochets. Now our first single crochet, actually let's place it to the side for a second. Our first single crochet here on this wing is going to be right at the top right here. We want to first get into the front wings chain like that, and then we're going to get into the back wings chain like this, so they're in the same stitch on both wings. And then we'll yarn over with the end attached to the ball, pull that under those chains. And before we finish that single crochet, actually, you know what, the first one, let's just do a single crochet around the first one as normal. The second one is where we'll start the, we'll add the pipe cleaner. So we're gonna go into the next one right here, do the same thing, get into the chain space, and then get into the same chain space on the opposite wing. Get started on the single crochet for this next one. And then we're gonna take our pipe cleaner here, place it right over, so it's between the two loops on the hook and the end attached to the ball, and we're just gonna single crochet around that pipe cleaner. And don't worry if there's a little bit tip poking out, we're gonna fix that in a little bit. But we're just gonna single crochet, continue this process, single crocheting around the pipe cleaner and into the same two stitches on either side of the wing to kind of like seam them together with single crochets. And after we do a couple of these stitches, we'll then be able to like pull this pipe cleaner. Oopsies, I pulled it a little too tough. I'm gonna undo these two to reconnect that pipe cleaner. But the idea is, once we have a few more stitches, it'll keep the pipe cleaner a little bit easier, more locked on. And then we can like pull it slightly and it'll help hide the end of that pipe cleaner into the stitches a little bit better. We'll just keep single crocheting across. I think there's probably going to be around 20 to 21 single crochets across, I think. This one's going to be right there. Around that. Next one right there. Next one on the other side of the wing, which will be right there. And then single crochet. All right, we've done a few. Let's do one more, and then we'll pull the pipe cleaner a little tighter to hide it in a little bit better. Yeah, Celia, we are going to post this as a pattern later. Thanks for chatting. Okay, so the next one's going to be right here. And then the next one on the other side is going to be like, where is it? Like right there? Somewhere like right there, I think. Okay, it's probably enough for those, and then we can just pull this. Again, I don't want to pull this out all the way, so I just need to pull it enough to hide that pipe cleaner into those stitches, just like that. And now we can just keep crocheting around it. Now we're into the actual single crochets of the wings. So it's actually going to probably be a little easier to find the stitches. Into the next stitch right there. Into the stitch across right here. And then we'll just single crochet across around it. Like that. Lisa! Thanks for joining the stream. We are crocheting a biblically accurate angel right now. We're actually getting close to being done. It's kind of crazy. After we finished what we're crocheting right now, it's all down to sewing, which is wild. Okay, so I'll show you in a little second. There you go. We made a few more single crochets there. You can kind of see how it's coming together. It's getting seamed together a little bit better. And let's work around this little, there we go. Work around this tail end of this end right here. I'll go ahead and cut that end nice and close because we don't really need it. It's just going to get in our way. Okay. Stitch here, here, One right there. One right here. Whew! Almost done. Jules is going to be so shocked with how shockingly well this is coming together. She was very doubtful. She was like, why did you put biblically accurate angel on your list? Oopsies, I messed up somewhere. Bottom one is too long. Hold on. Oh no. We gotta go back. Where did I miss one? I missed one on this side. Right there. Yeah, right there. All the way back down to the single crochets. Okay, let's do this part again. We didn't get this far to mess up. You know? There. Okay, I believe that's right. Let me count just to make sure. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more. This side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more. Perfect! All right, let's get back to it then. There we go. Oh, Amber, thank you so much for getting Lava Run. You got it with your winnings the other day, I think, right? Oh, I can't wait for you to get it. I really hope you love it. And hey, chat, right now, if you haven't yet, go buy your Christmas gifts from Club Crochet before it's too late. Lava Run will come by Christmas if you buy it today. All right, we're almost done. Only a few more. Okay, last stitch. Kind of hard to get this last one. All right, there we go. And we're just gonna chain one, cut the yarn, and pull it through. All right, now this pipe cleaner is just a little longer than we really want it to be, so I'm just gonna cut the end a little bit shorter, so it's only about 1/2 inch left over, about like this long. And then we just need to sew this onto our angel's head. That's pretty good, right? There's our feathers. Okay, let's start by sewing on the eyelid, because you have voted. Honestly, it was actually a pretty close vote, but you did vote for the eyelid. So let's go ahead and sew on our eyelid now. I'm going to start by sewing this middle end. To where we want the top of the eyelid, which I think we want the top of the eyelid. Let's go like right here. And I'm going to try to make it go right into it and then out somewhere on the back like that. Like this. Yeah. All right, then we're going to take this other end and we're going to pull the other end through, looks like right here. And we'll come out a few stitches over right here. Okay. And then we'll go into this edge stitch. And we'll come out here. And then we'll go around this stitch. And then where do we want the other end to be? That. Yeah. Come out like right here. Like that. And then we're going to finish up by going right into this stitch. And then into the base. And then I'm just going to come out where the other tail end is and double knot these two ends together. And I think that's going to be... Yeah, I think that's pretty good for the eyelid. Like that. Nice. I like it, right? We like the eyelid? I like it. It's super creepy though. How's it look on me?
Always watching, Wazowski.
All right, double knot this. And then cut and hide this end in. Okay. All right, so there's our middle eye finished. Now we just need to sew on all of our wings. And I think we're going to do the middle wings in the back more. And then the small wings more forefront like that. Like this. Or we could do it the other way around. Big wings in the front, littler wings in the back. More. I think we should do the big wings in the back, though. Yeah, let's do it that way. Which means that we're going to sew on the small wings first. And then the big wings are going to go like right into like the actual body of it, like that, probably. Thank you, Brent. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate you, Brent. I appreciate you for the Roz voice.
Always watching.
Okay, so we want this. I think we need it to be like that. Like really, like up on the top of the eyelid, bottom right here, middle one, like this. Yeah, okay. So let's start by sewing on the, so small wings first. We got two ends here to work with. So first we'll thread on this middle end. which is going to be like basically the center of where this wing will go. So like right, like we want it like that. So it's kind of up. So we're going to go right into right here. And I'll come out somewhere close to it, right there. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay. It could work. You know, this could work as a cuter, smaller ornament with just 3 of these little wings. That could actually work really well and be probably cuter. And then we're going to go and sew this part onto this stitch. And then this one comes out of there. Like this. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized that. I'm so sorry. Haha, my bad. There we go. Yeah, you needed a tip again to get the right screen. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Sewing is distracting. All right, then we're gonna sew this part onto right here. And then we can just knot that together. Oh no, I sewed it on backwards. Let's fix that one up. There we go. Pull tight and pull tight. Ah, too tight. There we go. Okay, so there's our first wing. Pretty good. And I'll just double knot. I don't need double knot too tight. Cut that. And then hide this end in. I'm sorry I missed the thing. Okay. All right. I appreciate that you think this is multitasking. I think it is multitasking. I think you're right. But honestly, it's one of these like practice makes perfect kind of situations. This one's really, well, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and add this next wing over. Like that. Okay. We can't forget, we need to put a loop on this too. At the end, you know, we need to put like a loop for hanging. A hanging loop. Go. Nice. Actually, you know what? I think I want one over right here. Okay. Hey, if you haven't given this video a like yet, what are you doing? Give this video a like down below already. Jeez. Have I not done enough for you to like this video? I mean, come on. There's a Jules hair. This is one of Jules's hairs. Beautiful golden hair, getting in all of our crochet. Come on. That yarn did not want to get threaded. Okay, I'm just gonna sew this one on too. These, and then stitch. And then down, out through that first stitch. Boom. Okay, there's our first small wings sewn on. Pretty good, actually. I'm liking it. He looks a little grumpy now that he's got the eyelid on, but I'm okay with it. Angels be judging. Okay. Boom. All right, we already got a loop. Where's Jumbo? Jimbo is sleeping, I hope. He has been a very, very, very noisy boy the past few days. Okay. Last couple wings. I just want to sew these ones on the bottom. And then these big ones can go right in the center, like that. Or do we do it like that? Do we do it layered? Actually, I think we do it layered like that. So we do big ones next, and then the little ones sewn on under the big wings. No, that's gonna be really, honestly, that's gonna be really hard to do. In the back, that's gonna be really hard. So let's just do the small ones. We had a name the other day. Jules and I thought of a name that we were like, "Oh my gosh, we should have named them this," but I can't remember what it was. Like there, I think. Yeah. Let's try right there. Yeah. I think that's good. Okay. I can't believe we're going to finish this before 6 p.m. That is it's a long live stream, no doubt, but you know what? That's what's going to happen when we design a biblically accurate angel on a live stream. This could have been crazy longer, to be completely honest. Probably should have. It probably had every right. This video probably had every right to be 5 hours long. But no. We're doing it in 4. 3.5. I think we can get to 3.5. I think we can do it in 3.5. Okay. Don't want to double knot that second one too tight. Nice. Yeah, right? And then, yeah, this is going to be cool. Thanks, Millennial Wallflower. I appreciate you. Blinky, that's what we should name him. Name this. Name this, this angel should be named Blinky. Can you imagine in the Bible if it was like, and then Blinky came down from above. And he was like, hey, what are you guys up to down here? Whoa, you all look so tiny from all the way up here. Alright. Last tiny wing to sew on. here maybe? I gotta look it on the front. I do want to show you how I was imagining doing the wheel thing. Even though that's not what we're getting to. Not gonna do today, but I want to show you I had a prototype that I was working on just in case this wing situation wasn't gonna work out. But I'm glad I didn't need it. Okay. Oops. Sorry, Mr. Camera. There. And here. Alright, guys, we just have our big wings to sew on and we'll be done. It's so exciting. Okay. Next year, we are not making biblically accurate angels, though. We're doing Rudolph or something. I'm making it easier. Something cute. It's cool that this has become like an annual tradition now, though. Okay. Huh? Huh? Pretty good so far. Pretty good. Last little part. Okay. So, I think what we can do with these ones, by the way, we have a lot of tail ends to work with. And honestly, we don't really need to work with all of them. So I think what we can do is we'll get this one in there first. Just want to hold it in place. So we want it like that. Right? And then we want, so we'll put this wire part right into the piece like this. This is how we're going to start. We're just going to start by getting the wire in there. And then we'll sew on all these tail ends here. Because then the wire has somewhere to like kind of connect to. Yeah, like that. Yeah. It's huge ornament. This is gigantic, dude. This really should go on the top of the tree, really. Okay, we'll go one right here. And we'll come out basically right there. And then these 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These all need to get sewn in. Normally I'd just be like, whatever, we don't need to sew all of them in, but... Well, actually, you know what? We don't need to sew all of them in. Yeah, we can cut these two middle ones. Do we want to cut them? Nah, you know what? We're not gonna. We're gonna be safe. We'll be safe. I just don't want like threads coming out. One. Where's this? This is this front end. This one will go right here. And then this one will do slightly behind it, right there. Nice. And then this long one here, we'll do into this one and out of this other one. Come on. There you go. don't think that's secure enough. Okay, so we're gonna try to secure it a little bit better. Get to that. I'm gonna come out right here. And then we're gonna go into the side part. Back up. That way maybe it'll like just be a little bit more, yeah, secure onto it. I just don't want it to be floppy, you know? And then last part is this tail end. Into right here. Yeah, I think you might be right, Brent. That probably would have been a little bit easier of a situation, but I didn't do that. But I didn't do that, though. All right, now I'm just going to double knot all of these and hide the ends in. 1 and 2. Big fat knot. And then this one. Cut those ends. All right, now let's hide all these ends in. 1 and 2. And see what we got. Hey, look at that. Look at that gigantic wing. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, dude. Okay, so imagine I'm hanging it. Okay, cool. It does hold up. I was like, is it going to hold its shape? But it is. It's totally holding the shape. Can you imagine this on the top of the tree? Actually, I think I might. Put it on the top of the tree. Okay. Last one. Start with our wire, which we'll put right into here. Right? Like that. Yeah. So we're going to put it right into there. Don't want to move my eyes. There we go. Do we end our music? It's crazy. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to put these wires into this stitch first. Try to hide it on the inside of our piece as best we can. They're a little bit long of wires, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of them in there. Nah, it's crunching up. All right, we're going to cut the wires a little shorter first. There we go. Nice. Wait. Oh my gosh, it does not want to go in there. I need to make more space for that. There we go. Oh no. Nice, there we go. Got it. All right, next up, sewing all the bits and bobs. Unfortunately, we don't have a top sewn on part, so we're gonna have to use the middle ones to do that. Ooh, I'm so excited to be done with it. I'm so excited. This is gonna look cool. I think it's gonna look way cool. God's private eye. That's funny. I like that name. This one. We'll do this one right here. Come out there. And then we got this one. We'll do it into a different stitch right here. Okay. we go. So now we got these two inside ends, which will kind of hold it on, but then the bottom ones are really we're gonna need to do some really sewing on this last wing just to make sure nothing comes apart. Okay. Last few. Let's start with the inside one. We'll start right here. Give us somewhere to double knot to. And then with the outside last tail end here, we're gonna really try to secure everything together. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit more tricky. I'm gonna start by coming out the top here to make sure the top part of this wing is really sewn on. Ooh, what's that? A tool. A new tool that I haven't heard of? There. Yeah. And then I'm going to do one more on the inside part of the wing right here to keep it closer to the body. Like this. That, and then we'll just go back down and in, out where original tail end is. Okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's gonna stay. And then the last thing we need to do is just add a loop, and then we can look at our finished project. So here's how I'm going to do a loop before we reveal. Hey, if you haven't yet, give this video down there a like, because I'm telling you, it's going to deserve it. All right, last thing I want to do is I just want to add a little loop for us to hang this onto the tree. So I'm going to create a slip knot here. That. Probably good. Cut the tail end. I'm going to have this tail end come in through the center right here. And then I'll double knot to this end just so that this loop does never becomes like too tight. Just do one more just for safety. Nice. Okay, so now this loop's not going to come undone. And then we just want to put this right here and sew it in. I don't know where I put that first. Oh, there it is. Okay, whew, this has been quite a stream. What'd you say, Zoe whispering I? All right, one. Where do we want this? We want it right there. Hey, shout out again. I'm going to give them another shout out later, but shout out again to our moderators, Zoe and Cooper, for being here the whole time. You guys rock. Special shout out to Cooper for writing the pattern down. We're going to get it onto the website as soon as we possibly can. And then shout out to Zoe for staying up late because I know that you have to work early and I know it's getting a little late there. So I appreciate you being here, Zoe. All right. Into there. Into there. Make sure that it will hang correct. Yes, it will. Double knot. I'm so excited. 1, 2. Cut the yarn. All right, team. Moment of truth. Are you ready to see our biblically accurate crocheted angel? Let's make sure all the wings are right. Hold on, I need... Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so cool. Okay, wait, hold on. I just need to fix the wings before I reveal it. Okay. All right, ready? Here we go. I actually can't hold it from... Well, actually, I can hold it from our little thing. I mean, it's hard to hang like this, so I'm just going to hold it like this to show it on camera because the camera angle is weird. But look at our angel. Huh? Pretty good. I am a fan. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's wild. This is a wild pattern. Oh my goodness. It's crazy that I make my most like intense patterns during these live streams. Look at that. That is pretty awesome though. Right? Wow, and there it is hanging. Pretty cool. I would say that's a success. That, I would say, is a success. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for being here. Super duper appreciate it. Now really quick, just because I want to show you, I had a plan. If this didn't work out and we needed to do the one with all the rings, this is my idea. I was going to create like a long chain circle, half double crochet in it, throw all the eyes on there, cut them in the back, and then sew it together so it's just like a giant loop of eyeballs. It wouldn't be this yellow. This is just to test it. And I do another one that's longer, and then a big eye thing in the center, so it would be like the wheels. It would have, I honestly think that one also would have worked, but it wouldn't have been as cool. I don't think. Not with these amazing wings. Plus, I feel like this one feels more angel-y. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I super appreciate the long live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed making it or watching it as much as I did making it. I'm going to get the pattern onto the website as soon as I possibly can. It's quite a long video for me to edit, so I've got to edit the video together and get it into a PDF and all this other stuff. But again, shout out to our moderators, Cooper and Zoe, for being here and helping out. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, guys. We're going to be live again. Here, let me prop them up a little bit so you can like this maybe. Yeah. There you go. Thank you again for being here. We're going to be live again on Friday doing one more of these designs. And Friday's stream, we're actually going to be trying to do a gingerbread house and some elves. So stay tuned for that. We'll be live again 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next Friday. Right here. Same time, same place. Thanks so much. And I will... No, bruh, this pattern's got to come before the crab. It's timely. It's timely. Okay, bye everybody. Thanks for watching. Pasta la pizza, happy hooking, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Bruh, if you wanted, I commented, I replied to one of your comments, dude. If you wanted to, if you want to test the pattern out, email me. Louis at Gmail or Louis at clubcrochet.com, and I'll send you the crab pattern to test out for me. Okay. Bye, everybody. Oh my gosh, stop. You hang up first. Thanks for watching. Bye.